Okay, we are starting early. I say early. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I suppose that's not really early. It's early for me. This is a new recording session, obviously.
I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I informed them of my plans today.
Do you mind?
Panic-stricken, but unable to muster the courage to say anything in opposition.
Hey!
Yes, this was a fine idea.
Look at Kakata, will you? Do not fight Kakata. Damn it, I do. What am I saying? Yeah. New recording session, and we are not going to echo, are we, recording? And we are not going to have any weird rustling sounds. This is going to be a nice, clean, recorded thing. Okay, where are we going? I did miss just a little bit because I accidentally went into the region while exploring the desert, so and then I couldn't get out of it, so I apologise for that. But we just met Candace and we fought the things in the sand thing, and that's it. Okay, where are we going? I can't actually remember who the missing villagers are and why we're looking. So this will be interesting, but it's fine. The anticipated bit's already happened, so we can do this slowly. Kazan, tell me what we're doing.
Excuse me, did you happen to see where the missing scholars went?
Missing scholars, that's it.
You mean the village keepers? Oh, let me think. When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road, muttering away and eating mushrooms and tree roots. They shouldn't go around eating that kind of stuff.
They drugged themselves.
Okay. Did you notice anything else?
They're high.
Anything else? No, I think that's all I have to tell you. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. It's very helpful, thanks ever so much. Ask more locals. Hi, please tell me something.
The scholars that have gone missing. Have you seen them?
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
Right. You were asking about the mad scholars. I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night. But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past. If it weren't for them, my house would have collapsed long ago.
Do you also think Grandpa and the others are good people?
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little Isak. You mean that nice man who looks like your grandpa's long-lost twin, right? He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own eyes. He happened to be staying near my house that day and was doing something with his hands on the ground. It still feels pretty surreal now that I think back on it. Did someone teach them how to do that? Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others. I'm pretty sure that if I ever went mad, I wouldn't be able to do anything like that.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I have no memory of who this kid is, or any story about his grandpa. This is why I shouldn't leave. Why? Yeah, no, this is fine. This is why I shouldn't leave recording bits. So, yeah, because then I forget what happens. All I remember is the story. Which I suppose is the important thing to remember, you know.
Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently? You know, the one who likes to sit and space out near the village entrance.
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. Oh, your grandpa, huh? It's been a while. The last time I saw him, he was pacing out by the road as usual. I went and asked him if he'd like any of the food I had prepared, despite my wife's protests. Like many people, she's really quite terrified of them. And speaking of my wife, she's still always complaining about how I don't make enough mora. That might explain why she's always mad at me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking care of him.
It was nothing. Hey, you're looking for him, right? Did he go for a walk and get lost?
Yeah.
That's no good. Well, once you found him, come by my place again and I'll cook a little something for the both of you. I've known you since you were very young, so as far as I'm concerned, you're family. Please feel free to come by anytime.
Wow, what a nice guy. Okay, thank you, sir.
Huh?
Oh, that's sweet. And also, thank you for reminding me of what we're doing. What's wrong, Sido? Did something happen?
Don't say anything for now.
Okay.
Isak, stay here. Let's head over there. Stay quiet as you move.
Is someone about to jump out and attack us?
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No, I should be stealthy. I'm stealth. Stealth because of her. No, it's going to take too long. Where are we? Okay, so if there are people out for us, then I'd best be as inconspicuous as possible, right?
Listen.
I was going to plunge attack down, but he didn't give me the chance.
Have you heard? The mighty Scarlet King, the sovereign of our faith, will soon return to this world.
Yes, of course I have. The Scarlet King is the one and only true ruler of this land. I've never believed in any other gods. Still, you say he's coming back, but it sure doesn't feel like life's about to change around here anytime soon. What's your proof?
Haven't you noticed? The village has been getting more deranged scholars than ever. Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of the Scarlet King's civilization in ancient times. We don't quite know why, but it seems like there's some sort of connection between insanity and the Scarlet King. Isn't it a sign of the Scarlet King's power that all the mad scholars have disappeared? If you ask me, they must have been chosen as the final sacrifice for the Scarlet King's resurrection.
Huh. Now that you say it, that does make some sense. Does this mean our lives are finally going to take a turn for the better?
Exactly. Those city folks will get what's coming to them.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the very beginning.
Oh, he's so cool.
Huh?
Who are you? Where did you come from?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Okay, you are really cool, but they're just people. Turn it down.
Bro, this guy's something else. Just look at his eyes. One wrong move, and he's gonna flay us alive.
Let's not get on his bad side, okay? I am no match for this guy.
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about the Scarlet King's resurrection.
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day and heard others talking about a rumor that the madmen will disappear, and that the Scarlet King will return to this land. I'm not making this up, I swear!
Hey, go on, keep talking.
It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the academia. They keep sending us all their mad scholars and won't let us have a good life. Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? The radicals were even more thrilled than me when they heard the news. We're all praying for the Scarlet King's speedy return. Delavar also said that once the Scarlet King returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the land on the other side of the wall. They're all willing to serve under the Scarlet King and fight for a share of the glory.
Is that so?
Seems like he still wants to know more. Keep talking.
Got it. At first, I told myself it was just the drink talking, but then all the mad scholars vanished without a trace, just as the rumors said. Please don't beat me up just for mentioning these rumors. If I'm guilty, then everyone else around here is also guilty. I'm just saying what the others said.
The people here really like the Scarlet King, but dislike the Dendro Archon.
The Academia is probably the true target of their hatred.
Where is this radical person you talked about?
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he probably hasn't been around the village. What about you, man? Have you seen him at all?
No, not at all. We wouldn't dare lie to you. He's really not here right now.
Sounds like you're not too close with the radicals.
No, of course not. All we know are their names.
I have many ways to stop you from talking. And many others to stop you from sending warning messages. So you'd best just stay home and hope I don't hear of you trying to contact anybody. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom of this. Try something foolish, and even Candace won't be able to protect you.
Yes, got it. We'll do just as you say.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrifying.
Good thing I'm not one of your enemies. For now.
He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's used to hearing that. Oh, Paimon bets lots of people have told him that before.
All the more reason for you not to get on his bad side.
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check a few more places.
Maybe we could check the scholars' homes.
Very well.
Isak!
That was my idea. I came up with it all by myself.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there. Just follow me.
So I have questions about the Scarlet King, obviously. So because it seems like all signs are leading to him actually about to be resurrected. But I feel like that's way too simple. Like, there's no way we just went through the storyline we did, and then all of a sudden, like, the Scarlet King is resurrected. And please, obviously, bear in mind that I don't remember what previously happened for the most part. I mean, what did happen? We heard rumors about the Scarlet King,
the last link I have to the land
and we followed that person around while possessing people, pretending to be followers of the Scarlet King to guilt that woman for having left the desert or something. Then Notori happens, which is the best part of this entire quest, be honest. And then Kusanali Nahida was, like, her consciousness was captured, and we learned about Scaramouche and the whole plan to basically turn him into a god, right? Which makes sense because he was the original. I don't know if he was the original, but before the Raiden Shogun, he was like A's puppet that didn't work. He was like the prototype or something.
to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
So these things have to be connected, right? So is this Scarlet King person actually going to be resurrected? Are we going to get one of those Venti, Zhongli type of surprises where it turns out that someone we've been hanging out with all along is actually the Scarlet King, or the Fatui Harbinger's gonna take this as kind of as a way in to introduce the new god Scaramouche and pretend that he's the resurrected Scarlet King, or are they manufacturing all of this? Have they heard the whole like prophecy thing for when this, that, and other happens? It means the Scarlet King's going to be resurrected. Are they then like going around and kidnapping these scholars to make it look like the Scarlet King is going to be resurrected? Do they basically see like a way in, kind of like a gap in the gods, and think, oh yes, we can introduce God Scaramouche like that, and if he's portrayed as a god that's already known, then that might be easier than just introducing a new one. Plus, if it's like, you know, the Scarlet King versus Dendro Archon, I feel like that is just an extra layer
if you wish to hear it.
for Dotori the Outcast. Anyway, I'm intrigued. I'm having fun. Sorry, I just left you there this whole time. Sorry, Isaac. Don't fall off the bridge.
Grandpa?
Sorry.
He likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers.
I hate that our characters are like faster.
He yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa.
Because if you're running behind, we could just dash forwards. Like, we don't need to be faster. It's just frustrating because then we have to keep stopping.
Well, this is where Grandpa usually stays.
There sure isn't much here.
What's that smell? Well, that's a disconcerting question to be asking. Corpse smell. Oh, side note, didn't you catch a faint whiff of incense?
No.
Less disturbing.
Incense? Please don't say it's the same one as before.
It's definitely that one.
But are you okay? Are you getting dizzy or need to lie down?
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
Yeah.
A traveler here once passed out from that smell. Thankfully, Tighnari saved the day. And then he gave us a long lecture to explain all about how it worked.
So, you know Tighnari.
Huh? You know him too? Are you two friends?
Oh, sweet
Yes.
innocent Paimon. Are you?
Now that I concentrate, I can also make out the scent of incense.
Wait, surely Tighnari didn't lecture you too?
No, no need.
I didn't anticipate them being friends, I'll be honest. I can't handle this scent very well.
Did you first encounter this scent at Tighnari's house?
No, it was in the forest where a scholar was meditating.
In the forest. From a scholar.
Who, like, we've... Didn't... Wasn't it her page that we were, like, following or something? Who was getting, like, those vision things from or about Scaramouche. And then Dottore was like, oh yeah, no, that scholar, we've like, she's imprisoned already or something. And then we just left. Like, is she okay, actually? I didn't even think about that. I was too excited about Dottore to, like, be a good traveller and care about people. Let's keep looking for more clues. It'll be more efficient if we split up. We all know that splitting up is not a good idea. And we're splitting up anyway. Oh, I love this. Look at them. They're doing things. They're, like, moving and stuff. Well, he is. I really loved... Okay, like, Sino isn't an NPC, but I've really loved the sort of upgrade when it comes to background characters. In the way that, like, I mean, you get NPCs that are dancing, and you get NPCs that fight, and Sino is just walking about the place actually investigating, and I don't want to look for my own thing because, oh god, I don't have to, because I was just too busy watching him. That was so interesting. Like, it just makes people feel a lot more real. I'm really loving it. Okay, what did you find? Hello? You alright?
What are you looking for, Sino?
Here it is. Take a look right here.
Footprints?
Paimon doesn't see anything.
Sand.
Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand,
Knew it.
there are footprints here.
I said so.
From the size and shape, they belong to an adult male. This pattern is a common one from this area. Local shoes. This was probably someone from the village. The scent is quite faint, but still extant. The footprints head in the direction of the door.
You mean someone else has been here?
But who would come looking for Grandpa? He doesn't have any friends.
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
Lured him away, so that's what happened.
So you can lure someone away with just a scent?
Of course, you get lured. I can't say that word. You get lured away by food all the time, Paimon.
Hey, what's wrong with liking good food? Everyone's got something they love in life.
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense, since the smell supposedly helps them clear their minds and discover new knowledge. Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn for their knowledge-seeking days, and will follow the scent whenever it presents itself.
No, Grandpa.
So, someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Huh. Still, why would anyone want to abduct all the scholars?
The Fatui would want to abduct all of the scholars to make it look like the Scarlet King is about to be resurrected, and then introduce Scarabouche. I am onto something. I'm not going to be right, but I'm holding on to it.
Are the rumors really true?
That's the only lead we have. That's the only lead we have so far. Is it?
Could the disappearance of all the mad scholars have something to do with the radicals?
It's highly likely.
Please, you have to save my Grandpa. Grandpa's never done anything wrong. Please help him.
Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry, Isak. We won't let whoever took him get away with it.
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others about what we learned here. After that, we'll set off to find the scholars.
Alrighty. I mean, I know it's probably not, and I know that not everything has to... Oh, okay. Not everything has to do with the Fatui, but... You know, I've been anticipating them for, I mean, not that long, but it feels like a long time. I want everything to be related to them. Every slight inconvenience that we may come across, I'm going to be like, it's the Harbingers. They did it. Where am I going? Is there a closer waypoint? Is there an easy way to be doing what I'm doing? Of course there is. I mean, there's little point now. Was that a Sealy or was already found Sealy?
Time to go.
Where am I going? Oh my god, stop yawning, you've woken up. There!
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better. That'd be my choice, too.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back.
Sounds like everyone's friends already.
Oh, Dia's was here too.
You bet. So, everything goes smoothly?
Reasonably.
Alhaitham didn't go with you?
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was investigating with you. I guess he must have gone off on his own.
Did you find out anything useful?
Is he the one knowing the scholars?
I see. So someone used a kind of incense to lead the exiled scholars away from the village.
I am so sorry for the yawning.
The resurrection of the Scarlet King? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still studying around these parts. No seller would be able to make a profit here.
It's that guy,
Not
he's
to
doing
mention,
it.
making incense is a labor-intensive process. You won't see anybody in the desert with the patience to make or sell something that requires that kind of effort. It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been supporting this.
Makes sense.
So what should we do then? Do we go back to the academia and search for leads there?
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But today, you've got me on your team, so you get an extra tip. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern, so I know a thing or two about these radicals he mentioned.
If Paimon remembers correctly, the leader of the radicals is some guy called Delavar.
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Engur, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari, the duck-tailed bearded crook. The whole lot of them are known around these parts.
You may very well have heard their names before,
These
but
guys
I have
one
not.
thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in the Scarlet King. Way they see it, the Scarlet King's resurrection is their only chance at overthrowing the Academia. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert. Anyway, that's my guess why they've chosen to become radicals.
Tia! You're amazing! You really know this place inside and out!
But, Dea, you what? Dea's winking at me, maybe I should stay quiet for now. Okay.
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every mora I've spent in the tavern has been a valuable investment.
We
Let's
trust
head out.
Dea.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino.
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet word about you has already gotten out. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is also a lot tougher than on the outside of the wall. You survive on making connections out here. Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. But that also makes it a whole lot easier for me to gain the locals' trust.
Okay.
I need to go around and ask some questions, but it'll be difficult if you're with me.
Fine.
Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and we'll try our best to figure out where the mad scholars have been taken. Sino, you'll have to stay in the village and continue investigating on your own.
Alright, sounds like a plan!
Sino, please don't take offense. I'm sure Dia just wants to help everyone solve their problem as quickly as possible. That's why she can be so straightforward at times.
I don't mind.
Ah, I see. Well, from the way you were staring out into the distance, I thought you might have been mulling over Dia's words.
No, I'm used to being treated that way. It's natural to fear strength. I take no objection to it.
Okay, to the caravan we go.
Well, here we are again.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel. How can a wall this tall even exist? It's almost unreal.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves a more important purpose, keeping out people like us. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Nothing more. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The academia believes we're underserving. Geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate, even though the academia knows very well that we're humans, just as they are.
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
I understand how she feels. I don't think you do, Traveller. I really don't think you do, but okay.
Hey, Dia. You're not thinking about doing anything scary, are you?
Hell yeah, do something
No,
scary,
not
Dea.
at all. This place just gets me thinking. That's
Tear
all.
it down.
Besides, we're here to procure information, aren't we?
Yep, we gotta catch those.
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone to find out what we're here for. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone I know. Just our luck. None of them are here today.
Almost bashed into the
You
pole.
don't see anyone you know?
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You here for a drink too?
So I know this guy.
Zaki. Finally, a friendly face.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land?
Hello, nice to meet you.
Hello, hello. I'm Zaki. Dia's, how would you put it? Drinking buddy?
That's nice.
We've had drinks together a few times. You could say we go back a ways. Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they? You rarely see any Outlanders so friendly and respectful nowadays.
Absolutely. Much better than those people on the other side of the wall. So, Dia, are you looking for someone?
Yeah. Have you seen Engur, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were all here drinking together just a few days ago.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. Know where I could find him?
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time making ends meet these days. So, you came here to help him out?
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his friends have muscle. They'd be a good fit for escorting the goods.
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so of course I can take you to him. Come with me.
Go to the place Zaki mentioned. How far away is it? Okay, let's walk. It's a nice day to walk if I remember how to get back there. Hi. No, we're good, thanks. I'm working on a video right now, kind of. Are there steps here? No. Oh, ladder. Okay. Well, Kaza has never been here before for that long. I'm working on a video right now about the Fatui Harbingers. I'm running slowly so I can talk about the Fatui Harbingers, and like, not so much a full-on analysis because we don't know that much yet, but more about kind of taking what we do know and trying to figure out how quote-unquote redeemable each character is. Because, like, in my head, only redeemable villains would be playable. Like, Child isn't, he's still a Fatui Harbinger and he's still like a bad guy, but he's not like torturing people like Notori, for example. So that's kind of the aim, but at the same time I don't want them to be. Like, I mean no offense to Child, but it's kind of, for me personally, like, I'm not saying I'm not interested in him. What I am saying is that I'm interested in him the least, because he's kind of friendly and we talk to him, and
this scenery is
you
wonderful.
know, he's still interesting,
Surely
of course,
enough to
but
convince anyone to become a wanderer.
I'm more interested in the people like Notori, for example, and I feel like so far, compared to everything we know about them, if any one of them was to suddenly get like a redemption arc or something, I would be way less interested in them, because that would just ruin their entire characters. But I read like a Twitter thing recently about how you can tell that Genshin is a lot of people's first fandom, and in the way that a lot of people respond to villains and don't seem to understand the concept. Kazuha, we are talking. Kazuha, we are talking. Thank you. Don't really like understand the concept of being able to enjoy villains as villains. So I'm really genuinely interested in where the Harbingers are going to go, and that's why I keep talking about them, because they seem to be like our first just pure irredeemable villains, and I'm really interested about how, I suppose it's easy for me to be interested because I don't consider myself as like as in the fandom as I was with 01, for example, and therefore it was important to me to defend people and be like, this person is a villain and this person is not a villain. I don't feel the need to do that here because I'm kind of just existing in my own space. So like, if people are going to go off about, oh my god, don't understand how anyone can like Notori, he's awful, like, yes he is, and that's why we like him, you know what I mean. I don't feel the need to defend myself as much this time, because I'm just in my own corner being like, yes, I enjoy villains, what of it? But that's kind of like how the kind of posts that I've been seeing and the kind of reactions I've been seeing, it makes me interested in how the Harbingers are going to be handled and how people are going to respond to them, basically. All of that just to say I'm really interested in how likely people are going to let them be villains.
Are we there yet?
Yep, this is the place.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. A wild stab in the dark.
For God's sake. Zaki.
You're like lambs to the slaughter.
I thought we were friends.
Oh no! It's an ambush!
Why? Day, surely you saw this coming.
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village?
Oh, for the love of God.
The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there.
That's who the guy watching
Not
us
only
was.
do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the Academia to look for the missing scholars.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
I won't say we've teamed up with the Academia.
I knew leaving Sino behind was a mistake.
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you? Who do you think you are? You really thought we'd fall for your little business deal nonsense?
We don't like the Academia either.
So you and Delavar have been partners all along.
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who hang around the tavern have stronger bonds than you think. But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the Academia.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
So we're all
I'll
on the
be
same
honest with you,
page.
If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samio would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Enger, you're here too, huh?
I'd love to see the desert overthrow the Academia.
You should have known the traitors are what us followers of the Scarlet King despise the most.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand that the Scarlet King is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know, you don't deserve to join us.
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of some baseless rumors. Anything else I'm missing out on?
Are they kidnapping the
See?
scholars?
There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds. Mora. Pathetic. You're all like a pack of street rats.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can become my friend.
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
So maybe obviously my theory is completely off. I didn't expect it to be correct. It just, the concept interested me.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Okay, where are you? I don't want to waste an ult if this is all there are. What? Oh my god, where are you? Hi.
Be still.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Impossible! How could you?
Terrifying.
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me to be out of the loop. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all. And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action.
This is why I love
Even
Data.
though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting.
Oh, you're so
that
cool.
so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others. That's what you thought, right?
That's amazing.
You lied in the village because you figured that we'd have people watching you.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Pathetic.
She's amazing. I love her.
Okay, that should be all of them.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru Village?
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were out investigating.
Oh, but instead of catching them right away, you let them report back.
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient and give it some time.
So those names you mentioned.
Oh, you mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house? The wide-eyed butcher, Scarlet Bandit. Paimon can't remember them all.
It's okay, Paimon,
That's
don't
just a
strain
bunch of
yourself.
drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Edgar, the wide-eyed butcher, and Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, are the nicknames they came up with for themselves. Alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So Edgar and Delavar are always rambling in the tavern about how the Scarlet King is a superior deity.
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down.
So, who is the duck-tailed bearded crook?
That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know, the one who wanted to treat Isak and his grandpa to some food.
Wait, so he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making some wild guesses based on my impressions.
Wow, what a genius idea! Well, that's an expert mercenary for you.
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook, if I'm honest.
It was still amazing though, Dea. Don't sell yourself short like that.
Is it really true?
What were you saying before?
About what?
About how mercenaries only care about Mora, and that anyone's a friend as long as there's a profit.
Does that bother you?
I don't think you're that kind of person. Even if you say so. Even if you tell us to our faces that you only care because there's a profit to be made, I think you're a nice person who wants to maintain friendships, at least at this point.
What makes you so sure?
Because even without an employer, you're still helping us out.
Dia, do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert folk?
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. I can understand her devotion and gratitude. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people, unless they were truly compassionate. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals' blind belief in the Scarlet King, making the Dendro Archon out to be an enemy. It's all the Academia's trickery. But I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never be hostile towards anyone who's never done anything wrong.
Dia.
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a hand. Let's tie him up and bring him to the village. This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch. Until then, please stand by.
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders, it's her.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler.
Sounds good.
As for these idiots, let's just hope they live to see another day.
So I'm going to be perfectly honest and say I'm sure I'm mispronouncing names. But the difficulty is that when the game mentions people... Are you finished? Thank you. By name incorrectly all of the time. When you're like me with, the terrible memory that I have, I've watched videos about how to correctly pronounce these names, but I'm gonna have to watch them and rewatch them and rewatch them for that memory to replace the memory of people in game calling people like Sino and Candice and everything. And also I saw, I watched a video, oh my god, what's his name? I can't remember. A Genshin streamer video. Atsu's video, about pronunciation, but then in the comments I saw a bunch of people saying that calling Candice Kandaki isn't correct either, so I genuinely don't know. But I want to say that I'm aware of the pronunciations are not correct, and I am trying, but it's difficult in the moment for me to remember things, and that would be the same no matter what language it is or what culture and everything. I'm not going to remember straight away, and I'm going to apologise for not knowing how to pronounce things correctly. I'm not going to apologise for the fact that my memory doesn't work, but I am aware of the issue and I'm trying. Eavesdrop.
You heard the question. Now answer me.
Cool. Okay, Dea, talk to me.
Candace is an expert at dealing with people like this. All we have to do is wait for her word.
That was amazing. So I need to have something to eat so I can take my medication. Should I leave the video here or should I keep going just a little bit? I don't know how much is left. We'll see.